Hello everyone. I wanted to work this problem from the discussion boards for 1.3, and in particular I wanted to work the first problem, the one that I called a head scratcher. Essentially, I'm asking you here, does this equation have any solutions? And I've seen over the years that this little problem here is quite a teaser, that it pushes people into an uncomfortable area. Essentially, I think what happens is that you begin to question the technique and some of the things you're seeing as you progress in this problem. Now, of course, for some of you, you will say, hey, look, the answer is 0. I can see it straight away. By inspection, I know that if I let x equal 0 here on the left side and the right side, that in fact the equation is in balance, that negative 7 times 0 is a 0, and of course the right side, when we let x equal 0, is 0. And so the solution here is x is equal to 0. And you do that simply by inspection, and if that's the way you did this, you said in the discussion board, yeah, of course, it has a solution, and the solution is x equals 0, without turning any algebra wheels. For a lot of you though, what happens here is you begin to use your technique and you say, I'm going to isolate x. And a lot of you will say, okay, I'm going to subtract x from both sides here. And right away something strange happens here on the right side. You get x minus x, which goes to 0, and you're saying to yourself, wow, the variable, the unknown is disappearing on me. That can't be right. And so you start to question what's going on in this problem. Well, on the left side we have negative 7x minus x, which is just a combining like terms problem, and you get negative 8x. Now a lot of you will halt here and say, well, this looks screwy, and you'll question even more the technique. But if you continue to forge on, if you say, okay, I'm going to isolate x, and to do that, since x is being multiplied by negative 8, I need to divide by negative 8. And of course you will divide the left side by negative 8, and since it's an equation, you have to divide the right side by negative 8. That's just the fundamental law of equations. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. On the left, the negative 8's cancel, and with relief, you're saying, okay, well, x is equal to something here, and it's 0 over negative 8. And for me, it's instantly, well, that's just 0. But for some of you, this gets a little confounding here, and I think what happens is you confuse these two ideas right here. A negative 8 divided by 0 as distinguished from a 0 divided by negative 8, which is the case at hand. And you're not sure if this is undefined or 0, and this is a situation here when you're dividing by 0. This is a situation in our math class where you will say it's undefined. It's no number that we know of, and so we just say that it's undefined. I have called that the first law, first commandment of mathematics. And then what I do is I say, to help you memorize that division by 0 is a no-no. And of course, division by any number other than 0 is certainly legitimate. And for the sake of argument here, let's just imagine that this is a plus 8. And if I said, well, look, I have $0 and I want to divide it amongst 8 people, how much would each person get? And $0 amongst 8 people will give you 0. So that's the answer here. X is equal to 0. But stepping back and taking even a bigger look at this little tricky equation, let's note what we've done here with our rules of algebra. We've taken this equation right here and we've massaged it by using the laws of algebra to look like this equation right here, a simplified version of itself. Same equation, simply simplified. And in the simplified version, we can see that x is equal to 0 and that x has the solution 0. And of course, we can check that. And that was the thing I initially did, that I said some people will see straight away that when we replace x with 0, we do in fact get a true situation. The left side evaluates to 0 and the right side is 0, and so the thing checks. Okay, so I hope that helps. It is a tricky teaser, and I've seen lots of students over the years fall down on this, and that's one of the reasons why I put it in there. Okay, I'll be talking to you soon. Keep on working.